everybody, this is WWA, Wrestling with Adversity, and this is Bow to Bow, where we take an iconic wrestler or a today wrestler and we break down the struggles they've been through, the adversity, whether it's addiction, mental health issues, or anything like that, relationships, family, all sorts. We break it down and see how we can help ourselves today. What lessons can we learn? So here we go. So today, Eddie Guerrero, one of the most loved wrestlers around the world. What a wrestler he was. You watch some of his old stuff in WCW and ECW, New Japan, and then he came up through that. Eddie Guerrero is the... So today's bow to bow wrestler is Eddie Guerrero, one of the most loved wrestlers around the world. Still today, you hear his name being chanted in stadiums. Born into the Guerrero family, a lot to live up to. That in itself can be a lot to carry on your shoulders, especially in an industry where his father was loved and they've got such a great reputation. He had to live with that, and boy did he. He did so well. What a great wrestler, great technician, high flyer, everything. He had it all. The charisma, the mic skills, everything. What a wrestler. And I remember the greatest moment I ever saw was seeing him with my favourite belt, the Undisputed WWE Championship. What a bout as well, I might add, my favourite. So Eddie really felt the pressure to live up to his father, and he really struggled with that, you know, putting on a smile on the front, and but behind it, the pressure that weighed him down. He spoke a lot about it, and the way he covered that up eventually was painkillers and alcohol, which, you know, is something that a lot of wrestlers have been up against. The rigors of being on the road, the rigors of the pounding the body takes in the ring. And I remember reading Shawn Michaels' autobiography about that, and, you know, the wake up moment he had with the alcohol and painkillers. And there could also be other drugs involved in there. I know he was fired then by WWE in 2001 for multiple DUIs, and his reputation dropped. And, you know, he said he looked in the mirror and he just didn't know who he was anymore. Who was looking back at him? And I know I've been there, not knowing who you are or what you want or why you're even here anymore. What's the point to anything? And then drinking alcohol and going out and causing trouble, gambling. It is all masking the trauma that's inside. And what we do is then we burn down the world around us, almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is how we feel inside, and now this is what we do on the outside. And it shows up with anxiety, depression, bad habits, and it's almost like it's out of your control, like you're being manipulated by something, an unseen force that you don't know how to be separate from that anymore. You can see what's happening even, and you still feel like a lack of control, like you can't make another choice because the pain's too much, or you're blotting out the pain and just keep going, just keep drinking, keep taking the drugs because it's too difficult to look over there. And then we get into a pattern where we think now we're addicts, so we have a label of being an addict, but underneath that, it's not really that. What's causing the addiction? What's causing the need to escape? What are we running from? That's what we need to heal. He entered rehab and then rebuilt from the ground up like the champ he is. And he was rehired in 2002. And I think that's when we really saw my favourite era of Eddie. When I first started to see him in WWE, I didn't really watch the other wrestling shows as much back then. And obviously defeating Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at No Way Out. Wow. That bout looks so good on him as well. What a bout that is. I'm just going to keep saying it. It's my favourite bout. And then I think it was Chris Benoit who also had his struggles. And they met in the ring. And both of them, one had the world and Eddie had the undisputed WWE Championship. And they just looked at each other. They knew the roads that they'd been down. They knew how long it took to reach that pinnacle. And it was just such a great moment. Other great moments, Mami with China, Lai cheating and stealing, hitting people with a chair, throwing it on the floor, lying down, pretending he got hurt. It's just so entertaining. Everything about him. He'd have interactions with the crowd. Viva la Raza from the top rope. People still doing it now. It's like, what a guy, what a legend. He passed away in 2005 at just 38, and I remember seeing that on I think the next episode of Raw or SmackDown, and it was unbelievable, genuinely unbelievable. I remember seeing everyone standing there, heartbroken, and hearing the bells ring, and you just think, how could this happen? And Rey Mysterio was distraught. Batista, Kurt Angle, all the people that loved him in wrestling, and now he'd gone. No more lying, cheating and stealing from the best at it. It was really, really difficult to see that. But as Vince always says, the show must go on, and the show carried on that night too. So we're all fighting invisible wars, I'm on my healing journey myself, and as much progress as I've made, I'm still working. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still fighting inner demons. I'm still showing up for therapy. I'm still putting in my daily work, and it's about connection and opening up and sharing that with people. Something Eddie might have felt in a community like that in wrestling. Maybe it was considered not very masculine or something like that, where he couldn't show how he truly felt or that he was struggling. And that's what happens then. We become isolated, and humans aren't supposed to be alone. We're supposed to be in groups. We're supposed to be in tribes. We're supposed to be in groups, and we share that and we co-regulate with people. And then if we feel we can't do that, if we feel we can't go to our parents or our partners or friends or family or peers, it becomes an ever increasing, the pressure rises, the tension rises, and your world gets smaller and smaller until you're left alone with that pain and that weight. So do your best to reach out, speak to somebody, speak to anybody. It's not weak. It's not weak. You must reach out, ask anybody, but you must speak to somebody, because you don't have to carry this weight alone. Trust me, I've seen it, I've done it, and as soon as I reached out, I couldn't believe the help that was there for me, and I didn't realise all along. And I could have reached out earlier and I didn't know. So I'm telling you now, listening to this, there are people out there that will help. So I'd like to offer this opportunity for you to join my school group, SKOOL. In there, this is what I'm going to be dealing with. People with anxiety, depression, a whole array of mental health issues. I'm training to be a counsellor. I'm a transformational coach, and soon I'll be taking my doctorate to become a doctor of clinical psychology. Wrestling is my passion, but helping people is my purpose. That's what I'm supposed to do here. So let me help. WWA, Wrestling with Adversity, school group called The Locker Room. Come and check it out. The link is at the top of my page, and I'll see you in there. And there'll be lots of fun to have as well. It's not all heavy, emotional, mental health stuff. So come on in and let's take on this journey together, yeah? Eddie Guerrero, Viva la Raza. What a guy.